Hi everybody, welcome from me and my very pink pants to day one. We are starting down on the mat. Now, if you have a thin mat or you're on a very hard floor, feel free to double your mat over or to rest your knees on some cushions or towels, whatever you have. You just want to be comfortable. We're going to get moving straight away. You're going to come down into what we call in Pilates a tabletop position. You're going to see why. So you're going to start here with your knees directly underneath your hips. Your hands are under your shoulders, but ever so slightly forwards. Now, one common problem that people have in Pilates is their wrists get sore in this position. They do get used to it, but by having the wrists a little further forwards of the shoulders, this helps. Now we're going to start, you're going to look slightly forwards and we're going to take a simple cat-cow stretch. Now this feels really nice. So you're going to squeeze your tummy in, tuck your chin in, your tailbone underneath, and then you're going to release and you're just going to relax the back and just look forward slightly. And again, squeeze the tummy in, tuck the chin in, and again we're going to relax. Now let's add a little bit of breath. This is going to really help to give the movement flow and to relax you. So as we're here in this position, we're going to breathe in, and then as we breathe out, we're going to come up into our cat position. Now we try and breathe in through the nose, and again breathing out through the mouth. Please don't worry if the breathing just doesn't make any sense to you. The most important thing is just to breathe. It really isn't important. Just move and relax and enjoy the movement. Now, let's make the movement a little bit more dynamic. So from here, I want you to push your bottom back down towards your heels, and you're going to send it over towards your right heel. Now, you might need to wiggle your hands further forwards. Then you're going to roll across to the left heel, and you're going to come back up. So we come down, you're going to push your hips over to the right, drop down to the right heel, you're going to circle across to the left and lift. And again here we can add a bit more of the cat stretch that we just did. So as you push the heel down, tailbone down, you come across, and as you come up, just tuck the chin in and just lift and arch through the back a little. Now let's have a go the other way. So we come down, up and across, keeping the elbows, the shoulders, everything relaxed. Yeah, so it's like a big circle, big hip circle, leading the movement with your tailbone. That's sometimes the easiest way to remember it. Good, well done. So from here we're going to finish back in our tabletop. Now, if you kind of come out of your tabletop position, just realign. So bring the knees back in under the hips and the hands again just slightly forwards of the shoulders. Now, we're going to move into our first exercise, and we're going to move opposite arm to opposite leg. Now, we're going to start at level 1, the easiest level. So we'll slide the right hand away first. Now, you're not reaching forwards, you're just lengthening the arm. So you don't want to do this, you're just lengthening the arm, keeping the fingertips on the floor. Bring the right hand back. Now lengthen your left leg out. So again, the foot stays on the floor. You're going to come back to the start position, and you're going to do the same with the left hand. You're just lengthening from the shoulder. Again, you're not reaching, you're just lengthening the arm. You're going to come back, and you're going to do the same with the right leg. Yeah? Simple enough. Now, can you put the two movements together? So the right arm comes forwards and the left leg comes back. So you feel a little bit more wobbly because you're just balancing now on the left hand and the right knee. But everything is still in contact with the floor. And then you bring them both back, and we have a go at doing the same to the other side. Now the idea of this movement is that it challenges your core. So as you're moving through the shoulders and hips, your body, the trunk of your body, isn't wobbling around. So what happens is your core is going to react to the instability, and this is how we develop a stronger core. Now, of course, we can make this a little bit more challenging. You might already be doing this if you recognize this exercise, by lifting one or either or both off the floor. So if you're completely new, just lift the arm and then have a go at lifting the leg. Yeah, don't feel you need to do both. It's actually quite a hard exercise. So we start always lengthening the arm and leg away. Then maybe just lift the arm, see how that feels, and then lift the leg. Now, as you're moving here, you want to keep your body parallel to the floor. So when you lift the arm, if you're a bit tight in the shoulders or you don't have much range here, try not to twist the body. Keep the chest parallel to the floor. Just go with the movement you have. Don't force it, don't cause yourself any pain. And the same with the leg. And we're only coming up here to shoulder and hip height. So again, just sliding away and lifting. Now, what we want to try and do, I want you to just keep moving here. We want to try and keep the back flat. So at the moment, your tummy might be a bit relaxed. So think about in our tabletop position here, I want you to imagine, I'm going to just come up and out, sit back and loosen off into the wrists at this point if you feel you need to have a stretch. If you've got your base of the ribs here, yeah, and then you've got your pelvis here, imagine you're trying to squeeze the two towards each other. This is going to help you give that flat back. So if I turn sideways here, pull my top in and I squeeze my ribs to pelvis, can you see that my tailbone just tucks underneath slightly? So if we take this to the mat here, so just rather than just letting the belly hang down and the back arch, if you squeeze your ribs to pelvis, just as we've done, so you're not arching, okay, the movement is not coming from the upper back, it flattens the back, yeah, and it just helps to give you a bit more stability. Again, don't worry about it, just move, yeah? So again, here, just moving from side to side, balancing, nice and easy, just enjoying the flow of the movement. And if the wrists are starting to get a little bit sore, just sit back, loosen off into the wrists. The other thing you can do is come onto the knuckles. Just be careful if you're wearing any rings. Yep, so this is the other option if you find your wrists are hurting. So that's the first exercise I wanted to show you. I'm going to show you another one today. You're going to spin over onto your back. Now, this is called the shoulder bridge, and this is probably one of my most favorite exercises, probably one of the most recognized exercises in Pilates, and this is used a lot in therapy. So I want you to just relax on your back. Try and have a flat surface, so try and don't put anything under your head like a cushion. Have your head on the floor so your whole body is in a straight line. Your hands are going to be down by your side. You want your heels nice and close to your bottom. And again, you're going to just squeeze your ribs to pelvis, again, just as we did in that tabletop position. Now, when you squeeze your ribs to pelvis here, you might notice your lower back come down a little bit lower. Don't worry if it doesn't come all the way down to the floor. With your feet about fist width apart, heels close to the bottom, you're going to keep that position. You're going to push through your feet and you're going to start to lift your bottom off the floor. And then you're just going to keep going, rolling all the way up onto your shoulders. Now, ideally, you want your heels now underneath your knees. If your heels are too far forwards, you might feel a lot of pressure in the backs of the thighs here in the hamstrings. And if they're too close, your knees will be over your toes. So you want to try and get this position. So this is what you're working to. Now again, I'm still up here. If this is too much, roll back down. All we're doing is rolling up onto the shoulders and then rolling back down. This is, again, just a beautiful exercise for really challenging the back of the body. This is like a massage for the spine. And again, you can do this as slow as you like. In fact, slower is often better. So think about each vertebra of the spine coming off the mat like a string of pearls. If you were lifting a string of pearls off the floor, one pearl would lift at a time. And again, the same in reverse. So you're really opening up all the way along the spine. And we're only coming up onto the shoulders. We're not coming all the way onto the neck. Good, let's just take one more for luck. Good, well done. Good, and then from here, we'll just come back up. I hope you found that a good starting point. I appreciate if you've never done it before, it might be very different, very new movements, and your body will take time to get used to those movements. But all you need is just a few minutes a day, just practice those movements, especially if it feels good to you. I hope you found that helpful. Please let me know if you've got any questions, and I will see you again tomorrow for day 2.